Hello everyone, welcome back. Just want to say real quick, if you're new to this channel, make sure you subscribe. We're so close to 1,000 subscribers, so if you can, please subscribe. And make sure you give this video a thumbs up.
So, that's what we're doing, okay? I'm putting this out there right now. I think I'm the best YouTube boxer. I'm saying that right now. I don't care what anyone thinks.
Yeah, of course you are, Deji. Now, first of all, I just want to make it very clear. I like Deji. I really do. His older videos, I love them. Like, I even still watch them today. And I swear to God, they make me laugh the same as they did like 5-6 years ago.
I love you so much, Dad.
However, recently, I'd say Deji's content has really gone downhill, and so has Deji's entire image, basically. And personally, I think it all stems back to that night in 2018.
And he's looking for the big punch to end this. Can he get it? The referee's going to set him for the towel has been thrown in. The towel has been thrown in by Deji's corner, and Jake Paul is your winner.
Wow, no one expected that here in the Manchester Arena. But what a fight we had.
Amazing. Wow.
So, how did this happen? How did Deji get involved in the YouTube boxing? Well, originally what it was going to be, it was going to be Jake Paul fighting KSI. However, Deji really wanted to get involved. So Deji pushed and made this artificial beef with Jake Paul. Then it was set. It would be KSI versus Logan and Jake versus Deji. Whether I sincerely doubt that Deji knew that getting involved in this fight would seriously destroy his career. And that's what this video is about. I'm going to be explaining why Deji getting involved in the YouTube boxing was probably the worst thing he ever did. But the best way for me to show you what I'm talking about is to bring it all the way back to day one. So in terms of the support from the fans, pretty much everybody was against Deji. And I'm not sure how he did it, but Jake kind of convinced everybody that he was going to drop Deji in the first round. So from the very start, everybody was saying that Deji was going to lose. And from what I could see, Deji really wasn't taking the fight seriously at all. It was almost as if Deji was doing it in order to gain clout. But little did he know it was about to do the complete opposite. But anyway, so KSI decides to train Deji. He moves Deji into the Sidemen house completely rent-free, and the initial plan was for them to train with Vidal. However, the way Deji was treating the fight with his lazy attitude, it genuinely started to really annoy KSI, and it started to annoy his friends who were living around him. It got to the point where Deji was actually leaving like fast food wrappers in the kitchens, bringing girls back into the Sidemen house, you know, flexing that. And Deji just wasn't listening to any of his trainers. He was eating the fast food and generally just not putting in the work.
Your spar was so... Your body spar.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a great start.
What was that? I looked at the footage.
Yeah.
Give me shield.
And you want to fight Jake
Yeah.
Paul. Fam, you've lost.
So what happens? All the Sidemen go to JJ and say to him, look man, we know Deji's your brother, but he's not helping you out. And JJ held on, but eventually he snapped and he just kicked Deji out. He said, look, if you're not going to take this fight seriously, do it by yourself. So if you lose, people can blame you and they can't blame me. So that whole situation has already affected the way the Sidemen look at Deji. And trust me, that becomes relevant in the future. Let's just dumb down the situation that Deji was in. So he has everybody on the internet saying that he's going to get dropped by Jake within the first round. He's lost the support of his brother and his teammate. And all of his brother's friends now basically hate him. And just to make it even worse, when he does a face-to-face with Jake, he completely embarrasses himself and just completely loses that face-to-face.
Such a meathead, you know.
Yeah.
You got such a meathead. I didn't realise. And your nose is a lot more crooked.
Yeah, so.
That's nuts.
Does that make you feel good about yourself?
Yeah. You said, I'm too scared to call you a pussy in your face, like to your face, you're a pussy. I'm saying it to your face now, you're a pussy.
Cool.
Yeah. I remember you said you're going to do something and I'll call you a pussy. I'm calling you a pussy now, so.
Yeah.
Basically, everyone and everything is against Deji on this fight, but despite that, fight night rolls around. And you can tell just in Deji's face, and Deji's even admitted this before, that he was absolutely terrified. Imagine having everybody against you and then trying to prove everybody wrong. It must have been really tough on the guy. But anyway, despite that, he puts in a pretty good performance. He gets to round 5 before Jake beats him. However, in terms of the morale victory, Deji wins. Deji kind of won because everybody was saying, you know what, Dej, fair play, you put in a pretty damn good performance, you proved everybody wrong, as we all thought you'd get knocked out within the first round. But obviously that didn't change everybody's opinion on Dej, because shortly after that fight, there's a Simon video and Randolph says this.
Name a dead YouTube channel.
Deji.
Wow, that's family. That's family, bro. That's family.
Now, Deji didn't take this as a joke. He was actually very angry. I think after that fight, Deji was going through some mental issues. I mean, he must have been absolutely gutted. And after Randolph said that, I think Deji went and attacked KSI because deep down he's thinking JJ's the reason why he lost the fight, because he's the one who kicked Deji out. He is the one that gave up on Deji. And now even his mates are taking the piss out of him. I think Deji was just fed up with everybody being against him and he just snapped. And there's no point me going down the road explaining how the Deji and KSI beef went down, as we all know how it went. What you need to know is Deji lost so badly. After that battle, Deji's views just went down. People were unsubscribing and generally just turning him into a meme. So again, now everybody is against him. When Deji said, he must have been thinking, how can I reverse this? Like, how can I just get over this crap that I'm in? And he thinks, why don't I go back to where it originally started? Why don't I go back to fighting? Maybe if I win this time, I'll be able to gain everybody's respect back. So what does he do? He makes videos talking about getting into fighting again, claiming that he's the best boxer, and just basically getting people talking about him again. And the funny thing is, it kind of works. Deji gets called out by Gib to headline in another boxing event, so essentially he got offered exactly what he thought he needed to revive his career. So jackpot, yeah? Well, not quite. There was basically two results if Deji did take this fight. Number one, he wins, he gets back his credibility, his channel lives on. Number two, if he loses, that's it, it's game over. He gets no other chances, this is his last chance. So what does he do? He plays it safe and he backs out. And backing out was probably a good idea when you look back at it, because if we fast forward a couple of months later, Deji's channel is doing pretty good again. But unfortunately, the reason why he's gaining respect again is unfortunately because of the death of his dog. And it's a truly horrible situation, and everybody goes back to Deji's channel to pay their respects. And I think people started to realize that maybe Deji has gone through a pretty rough patch. I mean, I can't name a single thing that I can remember that's gone well for Deji in the last 2 years since that fight. And if Deji didn't get involved in the fight, maybe he never would have fell out of his brother or his friends. Maybe these last 2 years could have been different. And from the looks of things, Deji and KSI may have finally figured something out, as I saw this in Deji's 10 million subscribers special video.
Thank you. Shout out to the man himself, the legend himself, Deji. I'm joking. The legend himself, KSI. JJ, thank you. You're such a sick big brother. Anybody would be lucky to have you as a big brother. I'm blessed. I'm blessed. I wanted to say thank you. I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, JJ, thank you.
Now, from what I can see, is now that things seem to be looking up for Deji, I don't see him returning to fighting, as fighting was the thing that's caused him so much pain and suffering. So for Deji to stay on top, I think he should never put them gloves back on. Hopefully you agree with me. If you do, make sure you give this video a thumbs up, and also if you're new, make sure you subscribe. We are less than 50 subscribers away from 1,000. Come on lads, let's do this. But on that note, I'll catch you on the next one. Peace!